Welcome to this part. We are looking at AZ 900 real certification questions. This is the part 34. You can refer parts 1 to 33 for previous questions. All questions are still relevant. Do not forget there is one more playlist which is an old one, but the questions are still relevant and it is a good content to practice. A lot of them would come from these two playlists. Now let us look at questions linked with these topics in this part. Please hit the subscribe and the like button. It takes a lot of effort to produce these contents. So as a mark of appreciation, I would request for a subscribe and a like. Let's jump into the questions. So this is how it appears in the exam. We have to drag certain things and drop it here, drop it here. So from this place, you have to drag it and drop it around these cells. Okay, this is how it works. Now the first one asks like it provides digital online assistant that is like Alexa or Siri. For example, if I say Alexa, please tell me a joke today. Potato with high fever. So you heard that is how Alexa would respond. So that is speech support. I don't know that. So the moment I'm calling that name, she is responding. And how do you do that? You do that with a bot service because this is ultimately a bot. So I give you a live example how it works. So this is used for conversational AI bots. So you can get these bots, plug them to the knowledge repository, train the bots with that repository, and then you can talk to these bots and they will answer. So you can engage in conversations with them and you can embed them in your applications if you want to give a speech support and so on. Then this one says you will use the past data to provide predictions. So whenever I think of predictions, what I think about is machine learning. So you can build and deploy models faster. Do you know this guy Bijan Daruwala? Unfortunately, he is no more in this world. But what was he doing? He was predicting futures of a lot of celebrities, a lot of media personalities, politicians, and so on. So using ML, you can do those predictions. You can become an astrologer for your corporate firms. So are the astrologers accurate? Not fully. So since we are in a more disciplined world, we say we have used this prediction and our accuracy can be 60% or 80% or 50% and so on. But if you go to an astrologer outside or a tarot card reader, they would tell you that, oh, it is 100%. So people would rely and trust them more if they say, yeah, it is kind of 60%, it's kind of 70%. So machine learning will map here. Well, let me use a different color. This one says you want serverless computing. Among these options, there is only one option which is kind of used for serverless computing. You see this? This whole based on serverless architecture. Now the last one says process millions of data from sensors. So this is IoT hub. Sensors means IoT. Internet of Things is sensor. Sensor IoT. IoT is sensor data. You can connect, monitor, and manage billions of IoT assets. What are IoT assets? So there are crude oil extraction platforms, and they deliver oil through these pipelines. So there are sensors around these pipelines at various points, and they are being tracked through internet. Previously, we had to create wires and those kind of stuff to communicate, but now through internet of things can work. So that way we come to know these gas pipelines, if there is a leakage, so we can avoid disasters if there is a leakage. Now you see this picture here. Even under the water there are gas pipelines. It's very important that we have sensors to understand what is the pressure of the gas there, and is there any slight leakage, or is it close to the point of bursting, and so on. So this is my final answer. Let us look at this question. So this is a PowerShell script question. You can use Azure Portal, CLI, PowerShell. So this one is saying that you need to recommend a computer configuration to use or to run the script. And they have also given a solution. You will get some questions which are exactly this format. They will give you a solution as well, and they ask if it will meet the needs or not. Basically, they need a computer configuration. So the solution says I will run Windows 10, and which has PowerShell module already installed, and it will meet my goals. See, if you see the documentation, these ones are highlighted in purple. This is the step. Like, PowerShell is already there with Windows 10, and you have to go to all programs, accessories, and click the PowerShell folder, and then click PowerShell. So I showed you in the documentation that this solution would work because Windows 10 already has PowerShell. So the answer would be yes in this case. So this question again is a mapping question. So you will have to pick things from this column and then drag and drop on this column. The first one says we need to provide OS virtualization. So in the Azure world, we already know virtualization is virtual machine. It's a common sense. Virtual machine, what is a virtual machine? You don't need a physical machine. You can straight away go to Azure and create a virtual machine which will be as good, it will behave as good as your physical machines. So we will map this here. So this is what Azure virtual machine does. It creates VMs, that is virtual machines, in seconds, and that reduces your costs because you pay only for the service that you used. Now let us look at the second one. Provide portable environment for virtualized applications. So this will get mapped into container instances because portable means containerization. So this service will help you, if your applications are there, you can containerize them, put them in containers so that the dependency on different infrastructure level things are sorted out, like operating system, etc. So you can build it once, deploy it anywhere. You can deploy it on AWS platforms, Azure platforms, Google platforms, on premises. You don't have to change your code every time you do that. Okay, so this is how container instances will get mapped. Now the third one says you want to build, deploy, scale web apps. So there is only one service here, which is this one, which will map here, that is app service. You can create apps faster, okay, and you can create enterprise ready web and mobile apps, both kind of thing, which can be used on any platform or devices, and it is scalable. because it is on Azure platform, cloud platform. It is scalable and very reliable. Now the last one talks about serverless code. Okay, so serverless, always remember, we have Azure functions. It is born to serve you with a serverless code. You can develop event-driven serverless compute platforms. So it is similar to AWS Lambda. If you are also getting certified on AWS or you already got certified, so it is better to have multi-cloud certifications. So AWS Lambda is similar to Azure functions. So this would be my final answer. Please hit the subscribe and the like button. I would keep posting more informative contents to help with the certifications. This brings us to the end of this part. Do not forget to refer parts 1 to 33 on this playlist. Also, there is one more playlist which is a bit old, but the questions are still very relevant. A lot of people are clearing the certifications using these two playlists. See you in the next part.